All right, everyone. We have Red Mai. It's a bit of a showcase. I've brought her into big old spider demon thing, and I've also taken her into somewhere where she's less apt. Let's say I've taken her into something else where physical damage reduction, so we're just really relying on her increased damage dealt debuff, so that's kind of fun. But I thought I'd give you a bit of a chat about her as she's going off in the background there. So Mai's an interesting one in that they do try to make characters as close to canon as possible. So her cursed energy stuff is a little bit expensive, but she has a reasonably fireable ult, which is nice. And all her stuff does ranged damage, and specifically ranged taijutsu damage. So it's a bit annoying that she's actually got a decent cursed technique stat, which is a bit annoying. Her taijutsu is only a little bit above. Although, I do lie a bit, her ult does do a little bit of Jujutsu damage, so, you know, it is what it is. Her initial cursed energy is 30, her max is 80, again, that's more canonical than anything else. The way you're going to be playing her usually is activating skill 2 or skill 3, and then normaling for a turn or two. Repeating that sort of cycle until you ult. There's a lot of times where I'll start with skill 1 first, and then there's a couple of times where I'll spam skill 3. That's just how things work out with her a little bit. If you're coming towards breaking, she tends to be fine in terms of cursed energy and cursed energy generation. Her ult gauge is pretty quick, to be honest. It's 1363, which is on the medium side of ult gauges, but fills relatively quickly, which is nice, especially if you're using something like I've got here, a recollection bit that increases ult gauge fill rate. But if you're going through a kit, really what's going to happen is you want to look at skill 2 and 3 before you look at her skill 1. And skill 3 is really the big one that you want. So skill 2 is cool in that she's got a base follow-up rate of 40%. And it will up her follow-up rate to 80% for 2 turns with a max of 3 times. And you have to attack to potentially, or the other characters have to attack to potentially get that follow-up. So if Yuta attacks here, that'll be great, but she won't ever follow up after Momo doing that skill. But if Yuta did ult skill 1 or 2 or 3, because they're all attacks, she'll follow up after that. She can follow up after ults, as you just saw there. And her skill 2 will have a chance to delay or apply stop to the enemy. It's only a 20% chance though. So you'll get the follow-up, you'll get some damage, but you won't actually get much else out of it all that often, which is a little bit annoying. So I tend to not use that as much, and I tend to use skill 3 more, which is again ranged taijutsu damage, but increases all enemies' damage received by 30%. It turns her into an AoE attacker, as you can see here. That's shown reasonably well, although she doesn't do much physical damage here, because these enemies are 80% reduced damage to physical. So it'll again increase her follow-up attack rate to 80% and imply enhanced ammo state. And the enhanced ammo state will change her skill 1 to dealing a boatload of damage to all enemies. Well, a boatload of damage for a skill 1, and then increasing all enemies' damage received for 2 turns. And again, enhanced ammo will last for 3 turns total, so that's including that 1 turn that you use it on. So you could go enhanced ammo, bang with normal, and then you'd need to reapply. The only thing is you'd want to count how many follow-ups you actually get. So again, you're looking at a total of 3 follow-ups. Her ult is really strong. Her ult is really strong. It does combine damage, 3 hits, taijutsu, jujutsu. So the first hit actually does the most, as I understand it. But actually, let me just double check. Yeah, I think it does the most, but I'm not 100% sure. Doesn't really matter though, to be honest with you. What ends up happening with it though, for 2 turns, increases the selected enemy's damage received and increases her own follow-up rate to 100%, which is pretty damn awesome. It doesn't give any extra effects though, so hopefully you've already got enhanced ammo on, or you can just apply that afterwards, which is really nice because you're guaranteed to get the 100% follow-up attack rate, simply because the way the skill increases her follow-up attack rate is it checks if follow-up attack rate is 40% before upping it. So otherwise you'll just get the enhanced ammo state, which is nice. And the follow-up attack rate is 2 turns for 6 times. So she's really quite strong, I'll be honest with you. But the thing about it is that red is arguably the strongest color at the moment. So there's not a huge amount necessary to have with her, because if you've got red Nanami and red Yaga, why are we really doing this, right? If you want another buffer or debuffer, you could run an off color. You could run like one of the ghettos if you've got them, or you could run Hanami for the damage reduction if you've got her. You could run red Toge for, again, the damage reduction or the stop. Or you could just run another DPS, and then you could run with a dual DPS setup, and that works really well too. One of the things I have previously done quite a bit is actually run red Yuji as a hybrid DPS slash buffer, because his skill 2 increases the break damage of everyone on the team, which is really, really useful. And if you're someone who summoned for both, you know, Yuta and Toji, I know you're out there, you can just run Yuta and Toji. That'll do you. That's pretty perfect, to be honest. And then we're getting red Gojo not too far away, so it's like, there's your third support if you want it. You could go Yaga, Nanami, Gojo, and then your primary DPS, and that's more than good enough. Otherwise, you know, your choices on red are admittedly a little bit slim, but you can always find something. There's plenty of other red characters in the game, and there's plenty of other characters that do have some sort of debuff or other buff. Like Kaito is really good. Rare Kaito is one of my favorite characters to run because of the consistent cursed energy generation. He makes life so much simpler. So Mai very much falls into this case of luxury character, and if you're going up against an AoE fight, she's going to be really good because enhanced ammo is going to let her attack everything, even with her follow-ups. So she can keep those under control. But again, that's a luxury thing, because oftentimes you'll be finishing those fights with a massive ult from Yuta or from Toji or something like that. So it's not like you're really missing out on anything. And you know, Red Panda has just gotten into the standard pool, and he's going to get a massive buff soon. So it's kind of hard to justify at this point summoning for Mai, even though I personally really like her as a character and how she functions as a character. I quite enjoy the follow-up style. Ever since playing with Dr. Ratio in Honkai Star Rail, I've really quite enjoyed that follow-up style, but I don't know, it's hard to justify. I think she's justifiable if you like Mai as a character and you really like the follow-up playstyle, and you're kind of like in this world of cursed spirits and magic men and all that sort of stuff. Girl whose superpower is gun and make bullet for gun. But all told, hard to justify. Can't really recommend summoning for her, but you know, it's a fun time if you do. And she'll definitely be appearing here and there in my showcases, and you've already seen her in some of the other things. So as we leave off with this, her getting the win against a physical weak enemy, I'll catch you all in the next one. See you soon. Peace out.